Tia Christine Sharp was born on June 30th, 2000 in South London to Natalie and Stephen. Although her parents separated when she was still a baby, the breakup never weakened the deep connection within the family. Tia grew up in Cudden, surrounded by a close-knit circle, especially her grandmother Christine. The three generations, Tia, her mother Natalie, and Christine, were more like best friends than relatives. Tia was so attached to her grandmother that she often called her mom, a term Christine accepted with warmth. Tia stayed in occasional contact with her father, but those visits slowly faded as tensions between her parents worsened. Despite the complications at home, Tia remained outspoken, charismatic, and full of confidence. Teachers admired her vibrant personality, though her school attendance raised some concerns. Back in 2002, Christine worked behind the bar at a pub in southwest London. It was there she met a man 10 years younger than her, Stuart Hazel. By 2007, Hazel had moved into Christine's hole, becoming a regular presence in Tia's life. Years earlier, Natalie had a brief relationship with Hazel, an unusual detail that the family eventually moved past. Tia and her younger brothers affectionately called him Granddad. But beneath the surface, the household struggled. In 2008, social services investigated the family due to concerns about drug use involving Natalie and her partner. Though no abuse or neglect was found, the home was described as unstable. The case was eventually closed in 2011 with a recommendation that schools keep an eye on Tia's well-being. Tia frequently spent nights at her grandmother's home, even when Christine was away. She would still sleep under the same roof as Hazel. That's how close the family dynamic had become. In June 2012, for Tia's 12th birthday, she chose to celebrate with Natalie and Christine. When asked to invite a friend, she picked Hazel. A few weeks later, in early August, Tia called Christine asking if she could stay for a couple of days. Christine was out of town, but Hazel replied to Tia, telling her she was welcome. Excited, Tia kissed her mother goodbye, unaware it would be the last time Natalie would ever see her. CCTV cameras captured Tia arriving in New Addington on August 2nd. Hazel met her from the tram, and the two were later seen shopping. That evening, Hazel told Christine everything was fine. But by the next night, Friday, August 3rd, something felt wrong. Christine returned home to hear Hazel claim that Tia had gone out to buy shoes in Cudden and never came back. Panic set in quickly, as Tia didn't answer calls or messages. By 10 p.m., the family contacted police. Hazel said she had left around midday, a story even a neighbor initially supported. Police searched the house but found nothing. Tia had simply vanished. Days passed and the disappearance of the bright, beloved 12-year-old became national news. More than 100 officers were pulled from Olympic duties to help the search. Investigators gathered over 800 hours of CCTV footage from buses, trams, and local businesses. Flyers with Tia's face covered the streets. Communities organized searches. Hope clung to every unconfirmed sighting. Natalie gave a heartbreaking interview, barely able to speak through tears. "We think she's been taken, but we have nothing, no CCTV, no clue. My daughter walked out and disappeared." On August 7th, police released updated details on Tia's clothing. Each small correction mattered. Her uncle, David Sharp, pleaded publicly for her safe return, describing her as a cheerful, typical 12-year-old with no reason to run away. But as days passed with no answers, suspicion turned toward the last person to see her, Stuart Hazel. Though police didn't immediately name him a suspect, public pressure mounted. Hazel reached out to ITV and gave an interview insisting he was innocent, blaming the media for treating him unfairly. During the interview, Christine returned home visibly distraught. Hazel removed his microphone and stepped away to comfort her. A tense moment that revealed the strain inside the household. Despite 3 prior searches of the home, police decided to conduct one final, more thorough sweep, this time with specialist teams. On August 10th, the truth emerged. Early that morning, Hazel left the house before anyone else was awake. Later, Christine noticed a strange, worsening smell. When police arrived, they instructed her to leave immediately. Officers climbed into the attic, and there, hidden under debris and exposed to the summer heat, they found a body so decomposed it couldn't be V. The body was soon confirmed through dental records to be Tia Sharp. The investigation shifted instantly from a missing child case to a homicide. Hazel was gone. A manhunt began. CCTV captured him buying vodka. Police warned the public not to approach him. A resident spotted him later that day on Cannon Hill Common, where he was arrested. Crowds shouted insults as officers led him away. That same night, Christine and a neighbor were arrested as well. Though Christine was soon released, Natalie, devastated beyond words, watched footage on TV as her daughter's remains were carried out of the home she once trusted. Because of the extent of decomposition, Natalie was never able to see Tia one last time. A memorial of flowers and photographs soon grew near the home. As detectives searched Hazel's digital devices, more horrifying truths surfaced. Hazel had developed an unhealthy and obsessive fixation on Tia. He filmed her secretly, sometimes as she returned from school, sometimes while she slept. He had created a makeshift peephole in the bathroom and recorded her without her knowledge. One particularly disturbing video showed him approaching her bed while she slept, zooming in on her face before panning toward his own shadow on the wall. His internet history revealed violent and illegal searches involving minors. Investigators suspected that Hazel may have made a sexual approach toward Tia. When she refused or threatened to tell someone, he silenced her. Police admitted failure for not finding the body earlier, apologizing directly to Natalie. Hazel initially claimed that Tia had accidentally fallen down the stairs and died while they were messing around. He said he panicked, hid her body in the attic, and passed out drunk, but forensic evidence and digital discoveries told a very different story. 2 memory cards recovered from the house contained deleted files, including the final image Hazel took, Tia's body positioned in a disturbingly sexualized pose. A pathologist believed she was already dead when the photo was taken. Hazel had taken similar nude photos of himself, mimicking the same position. It was damning beyond question. On August 12th, Hazel was charged with murder. He appeared in court via video link, showing no emotion. Transferred to Belmarsh prison, he was kept isolated for his own safety. Direct as a letter to his father, he still insisted the death was accidental and begged him not to think he was a predator. Tia was cremated on September 14th in a private ceremony. As court proceedings moved forward, Hazel initially pleaded not guilty. Jurors were shown the graphic image he had taken of Tia. Her mother could not stay in the room. She ran out sobbing. On the 4th day of the trial, confronted with overwhelming evidence, Hazel suddenly changed his plea to guilty. The courtroom fell silent. The judge condemned him for betraying the family's trust in the most horrific way possible. He sentenced Hazel to life in prison with a minimum of 38 years. Hazel will be 75 before he can even be considered for release. In the aftermath, the home where Tia died was demolished. Her family tried to rebuild their lives, forever changed. Tia's short life left a lasting legacy. Her case contributed to major changes in how search engines restrict access to child abuse material online. Tia Sharp will be remembered not for the darkness that took her, but for the light she brought into the world, bright, fearless, funny, and loved. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Cold Case Files. If you have any information about ongoing cases, no matter how small, please report it. Every detail matters. Until next time, keep searching for the truth.